are back on the road to Kobe, Wyoming, with apparently a load of vegetables. This load's going to put about a little over $8,000 in the bank. Well, that's all good. The old roundabout. We could have picked up a load right there at Walmart if we wanted to. When I pulled in here, I kind of thought about going to Walmart, but I did find this load going to Kobe, so I'm going to take it. Hey, car, easy now. Make me get out and put a schooling on you. Well, I've been on the road quite a bit here for the past month or so. I had to run a load of horses down to Oklahoma. Come on, car. Then I had to make a run to North Dakota, tend to some family business. Then, believe it or not, I had to make a run to Texas, and I was down there for a week for a horse sale. Turned out to be a wasted trip. I didn't get nothing bought. I'm disappointed, but I have some agents going to buy some horses in Florida for me. They have a sale going on there right now. I sat and watched most of that sale today. It's a long, monotonous process sitting there watching them sales, but you got to know what's going on. I was in Grand Island, Nebraska this past weekend. I had to run over there and pick up a horse. It actually turned out to be a really good weekend for me, though. I happened to be walking through the casino, and out of boredom, I stuck $20 in the machine and hit the button twice, and it went to dinging and making all kinds of noise, which was kind of annoying. I didn't like all the noise. But anyway, I looked down and said to myself, well, heck, I just made $84. That's not a bad deal. Walk by, push the button a couple times and make $84. A little walking around money. Sounds good, don't it? Well, I cashed it out. I don't take my $84 and run. Well, as I was heading to the machine to cash out that ticket, I decided to put my glasses on and look at that ticket and just make sure exactly how much I had made. Turns out I had made $849, not $84. That was a big surprise, I won't guarantee you. Big surprise. That's all right, I liked that. Ran a couple of horses over there when I was there. Ran a second on Friday. Ran second, just barely got beat. And then I believe ran a fourth on Saturday. That one was a little disappointing. I thought that horse would run a little better than he did, but oh well, at least he still made a check. Helped pay his bills. Y'all don't know I'm in the racehorse business too. I own racehorses, and my wife, me and her both own them, and she trains them and takes care of that end of it right now. I used to take care of that end of it, but I'm better needed at the farm, and she can handle that, and she does a fantastic job. So this Sheridan, Wyoming's a heck of a town to get in and out of. Well, wait a minute now. Maybe we're in Colorado Springs. I can't remember. Yeah, we're in Colorado Springs. Why was I saying Sheridan, Wyoming? Am I lost? Lord. I don't think we're going to Kobe, Wyoming either. I think that was a mistake. I think we're going to Kansas. Hang on there, car. I'm bigger than you. Gonna be heading north here, boys. North on 25. And here we go out on the big road. Coming out, whether you like it or not. Denver, 35 miles to Denver, Colorado. That must be where the Denver Broncos play. Best stay in the realm of the law. Keep 'em happy. That car snuck right up alongside me there. I'm sure glad there ain't a lot of traffic. I hate traffic. I hate cold weather, and I hate traffic. That's why I get along so good out here in the middle of nowhere by myself. Ain't no bad deal to me. I remember years ago hauling cows again. Hauled a lot of cows, especially when I was younger. Years ago, we were driving through South Dakota, and it was me and another guy. We were running a load together. We had to get it there, and he was out of ours, and I was out of ours, so we just jumped in one truck and decided to split the driving up and get this job done. Well, I was in the bunk about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is kind of unusual, because usually I'd be driving at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's just the way it was. Anyway, it's 80 below zero with the wind chill. Got a truckload of cows. There are not a soul in sight. We had not seen a car, and in those days, you are not going to see a car at that time of the morning on that road, especially when it was 80 below zero with the wind chill. You might not see one till daylight or so. This was a cab over Freightliner, and it just quit. It just stopped running. Well, he woke me up and said, well, we got us a problem. I said, yeah, we do. Definitely got a problem. Well, the only thing we could think of to do was jack the cab and see if we couldn't assess the problem. So we jumped out there in our winter clothes and jacked up the cab. And that old boy I was with, he was kind of a sharp feller. And he said, I think I might know what it is. And he jumped up on the top of that engine with a flashlight, and he found a broken wire. And that wire was the hot wire that ran the whole engine. And he just twirled that sucker back together. We jacked that cab down, fired that truck up. Thankfully, it started. I know if we'd had to sit there for 30 minutes, or a little more than 30 minutes, we might have been in real trouble. I mean, it was so cold, it would have just froze that truck up solid. But we was able to get it started, get back on the road. I was sure glad he was with me that night. I'd have hated to have been by myself, sitting out there in that kind of weather with a load of cows. Now, what do you suppose I would have done if that truck, let's say I was by myself, and that truck didn't start? Well, you can't just sit there and freeze to death. There ain't nobody going to come along. Well, I can tell you from experience that even when it's 80 below zero and the wind chill is cold, it can still be pretty warm inside them trucks, inside them trailers with all them cows in there. So that's what I would have done. I would have crawled in that trailer with them cows until somebody come along. Like, we got to get off here. And the darn thing didn't shift. You're making me grumpy, buddy. I don't know why it took me off like this. It must have a reason. I want to check my fuel. I don't want to run out of fuel again. I think I'm all right. What is this, four-way stop sign? I'm going, boys. I can bypass the way station. I don't know why it took me off that exit. Maybe I was reading that wrong. Blue boy, I'll be a blue boy until you need me as I need you. That little Jim Reeves for you. Come on, car. I'm a courteous man. Well, if you can't be friendly, fair, and courteous, just don't be anything at all. You need to be courteous of other people. And I think I've mentioned it before, if you're driving one of these big trucks down the road, you have got to be courteous, and you have got to keep an eye on those folks up in front of you in them cars. It's your duty. You're bigger than they are. And I know truck drivers complain about what car drivers do out on the highway, but you know, look at the reality of it. The reality of it is they know not what they do. They don't understand. So, keep an eye out for them and watch out for them. Be courteous. We're putting up a bunch of hay over there. We should be running into some flat land here pretty quick. It's starting to look a lot more like farm country. Must be rolling into Kansas, not too far from it now. Another big haying operation. Got to put up that hay, take care of them critters. I've tended a lot of critters in my life. Cows, horses, mainly cows and horses. And I always say, and it's a rule I have of my own, but I make it a rule for anyone out there that has critters. If you take a critter and you domesticate it and you put it in a confined area against its natural habitat, the only thing I can tell you is, by God, you better take care of them. Got to pull in the way station. Now, when I say take care of them, I don't mean run out there and spoil them, but you've got to take care of them. You've got to feed them. You've got to be there for them. But believe it or not, one of the most important things and the best things you can do for a critter is not let them get too dependent on you. You do need to feed them. You do need to take care of them. This darn truck won't go in gear. All right, let's see. I have to hit activate. Now I get the green light. I weigh 29 ton. And the reason I say don't let a critter get too dependent on you, you have to let it be a critter to some degree of its own natural way. And you want to do that in case, well, think about it now, something happens to you. Let's say you get stuck in a snowstorm and you can't get to them. Well, you want them to be able to think for themselves, shall we say, and be able to take care of themselves until you can get there. Well, it looks like this is where we're going to get off, folks. Off the big road, anyway. Move back, Big Pete. All right, son, go ahead on. Oh, you sucker. Looks like we're getting close to our drop-off point here. Ain't gonna be very far off the road, is it? Well, looks like we're going to the Pickett store right here. Well, I can't go that way, so only one choice, right? Uh-huh. Okie dokie. Right. I don't know how you expect me to do that. Lordy. But I will figure it out. Does not look good for the home team, I can tell you that. I don't think we're going to fit. Not quite enough room to bring that trailer around. But if we have to, we'll back it up into that other slot and pull up again. See, we have to get way over there. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to back up into this other slot. Well, maybe not. Yep, old Papa Pickle's got himself in a pickle. I know what they're all thinking. I'm thinking, what in the world is this crazy man doing? Well, he's trying to get jacked around. That's what he's doing. Killing his truck. He's really good at that. You know what? You need to stay running. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't know why it does that. Anybody want to take bets on whether I can get this in there or not? I'm not going to skip it, boys. My job's to get it in there, and I'm going to get it in there. And I'm going to get it in there straight. I'll kill the truck again. Perfect. There you go. I'm going to detach that trailer. See how much money we made here. I don't want to hook up to the trailer, folks. I wanted to leave it there. I don't know what that's all about. That is just bugging me. I wonder why that trailer's doing that. Did I do something wrong? I'm going to back under that thing. I'm going to rehook it. I know I had green lights to unhook it, but now, and I hit the curb. Sure. Curb it. There you go. Oh, this darn thing. One of them places where you've got to back down into a hole. Maybe I just didn't have it lined up good enough. Well, I'll just get that sucker right. Now let's see what happens when I detach it. There. Must have done something wrong. Excellent job. Made $8,939. We're now at level 12 workhorse. That does wrap it up for me. On behalf of the Formal Pickle, this is Papa Pickle. Bye.